Hi, I'm Daniel Lucas, and welcome to Book 101 Review. Book 101 is all about the books that I read for the last 40 years. And today I have my special guest, founder of RRT Ministries, a global advocate for survivors of trafficking and trauma, Christ-centered trauma, and identity healing, as well as the voice for the profoundly broken, no other than Miss Valerie Carter.
Hi, Daniel.
Welcome,
Thank
Miss
you for
Valerie,
having
and
me.
Book 101 Review. And can you please introduce more about yourself that I missed?
Sure. My name is Valerie, as you have said, and I am the founder and director of RRT Ministries. We work with both women, teens, children, men, you name it, that have come out of human trafficking or have experienced extreme sexual trauma and PTSD. And we're just in the business of community and becoming friends and walking them through healthy relationships.
Okay, so Miss Valerie, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. Thank you. So, today let's talk about From Heaven Encounter to Frontline Mission. You describe Heaven Encounter as our topic for today. Was this encounter something you sought, something you resisted, or something that simply overtook when you least expected it?
Yeah, it was an experience that overtook me when I didn't expect it at all. I was actually just a child when I experienced this supernatural spiritual realm of heaven and hell.
Interesting. Mystical experiences are often deeply private, yet you chosen to talk about today. What made you decide that this sacred moment was meant to be witnessed by others and, well, to talk about it right now?
Yeah, thank you for asking that. I love questions, by the way. Actually, when I had this experience, I did not know it at the time, but I have a sibling that was being trafficked. And when I experienced Jesus and he was talking to me, he shared with me that he had a great assignment for me, and that when I returned back to Earth, that I was to do this assignment and I was going to do it in all the states of America was Texas. I was actually living in the Bay Area of California when this came about. And I remember coming out of it telling my parents, I'm going to live in Texas one day. And they thought, what do you know about Texas? You've never left California, let alone the Bay Area. So I was given what I call the Isaiah 61 mandate, and that is to walk with the brokenhearted and those who are extremely shattered souls. And we get to just walk them through their healing and help them become productive members in society, since it's so hard when trafficking is all you know. You don't have any skills, emotional, physical work. And so that is one of the things that we work really hard at, helping the individual just step out of survival mode into an overcomer mode. So
Hmm. So, Miss Valerie, in the aftermath of heaven, many people question whether it's real, whether you can trust it, or whether it's worthy of it. Did you doubt ever visit you? Or if so, how did you make peace with what you experienced?
wow, that's a profound question. I think that I've had other experiences of the spiritual realm, so I know that what I experienced was real. Um, I definitely have never fought it or thought I was crazy. And in fact, I don't get too many people that don't believe me. Most people believe me because I explained things to them that are written in the Bible that I couldn't have possibly known at 7 years old.
Mm-hmm. Yes, certainly. And Miss Valerie, some would say that heaven encounters are meant to be cherished, not
Yes.
acted upon. That experience itself is a gift. And your title suggests otherwise, that encounter propelled you into mission. What made
hmm
mission natural response rather than contemplation?
Yeah, with knowledge comes, and with power comes great responsibility. Uh, Again, I got into this arena not just because it was assigned to me, because I felt like God had called me into that. But I also had a sibling that was being trafficked as a child. So she started getting trafficked around 9, 10 years old and was
Mm,
never rescued out of it. So every person that comes into my vicinity, into the world that I'm operating in, I treat them like they are my sibling and a family member. And I do what couldn't have been done for them, especially since I was a child when they were being trafficked. There wasn't much I could do, but there's a lot more I could do now as an adult. And um, I wish that I could hold it in and keep it secret, but unfortunately, again, kind of like in the wise words of Uncle Ben and Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. And I'm just at this point, I have this knowledge of healing and love that I want to share with the world.
yes, definitely. And Miss Valerie, so your sister never rescued?
My sister was never rescued. Actually, the state of California, they got really tired of arresting her. And the way it goes is I always say that 7 is the magic number in human trafficking. It usually takes about 7 months for a groomer to groom a child or a teen before they enter into the arena. They're dead within 7 years of being trafficked, or they return to, even if they're rescued, they return 7 times back into the life without healthy relationships. And we'll give one more fact: $77 billion of taxpayer money in the state of Texas alone goes to fixing the human trafficking problem, but yet the problem isn't fixed. So I say that of going, it's kind of all of our jobs to be a part of that. I'm sorry, I kind of forgot your question because I started going off on the 7 is the magic number. But she was
Mm-hmm.
never rescued. That's what the question was. She was never rescued. Actually, the state of California was very much, we're done arresting you all the time, because she went from victim to criminal. Because now how do these groomers keep these girls trapped? They make them addicts. And so she was constantly getting arrested for drug abuse. They got tired of arresting her. So California's tax-paying dollars actually goes back, and they said, we're not going to rescue or arrest you. What we're going to do is we're going to house you, pay for your drugs, and we'll even pay someone that is abusing you to take care of you. And that's where a lot of the tax-paying dollars goes, just in the state of California. So why be rescued when you're handed everything that you need to survive?
Well, thank you for sharing that facts, Miss Valerie. If you could describe the difference between your life before that encounter and your life after it, not just 3 words, what would those words be?
Rescued, redeemed, and transformed.
Mm, as your ministry talking about. So tell us what it's all about, your ministry.
Sure. Like I said, we walk with people that have come out of extreme trauma, including the trafficking world and even PTSD. So I actually work with some uh, people who have served in the military that have experienced PTSD. And again, we just um, We just come alongside people and we cherish relationships and we walk them into healing through what I call the Isaiah 61 and the love of God.
For the love of God. So, Miss Valerie, the word the word frontline suggests danger, urgency, and sacrifice. What did your frontline end up looking like, and what is what you expected when you first said yes?
Oh, goodness gracious. So I'm not technically on the front lines of rescue. They usually come to me after they're rescued, although my ministry helps fund frontline uh, people who go in and rescue the children. And then once they're rescued, we like to come in and again, where they're in a safe house where we are developing relationships and walking that day to day journey with them. So it's not so much dangerous for me as it is probably for the rescuer himself. But yeah, so it's emotionally hard and trying because it's something that I'm having to deal with every day and hearing the stories of abuse and just walk them through that healing.
Hmm, empowering answer, Miss Valerie. And did you ever question whether you misunderstood the encounter, or were there moments on the front line you thought maybe I got this wrong, or maybe I supposed stay at home?
Yeah, no, I've never questioned that, and I never thought I was moving in the wrong direction. Uh, the moment I accepted the assignment was the moment that hurting people would just come to me. I never even had to go and find them. And I've just got to walk through for with decades with people into their healing. So it's not something that I ever thought didn't happen or was crazy or I just was a kind of an all in kind of a person. So it propelled me very quickly into the arena of just seeing broken people healed.
Hmm, okay, that's interesting. Interesting. Was there someone on the front line, a person, community, or fellow missionary who becomes evidence to you that God was real, even when the memory of your encounter felt distant?
Hmm. Um, Well, I guess we could say I can bring in some people that I've had a chance to walk through where they are suicidal and broken and just want to end it all. And I hear in my spirit, call that person or get into contact with them. And they were literally about to take their lives. And I was able to walk them through their healing and keep them from harming themselves and walk them into a purpose where I've seen again PTSD trauma just healed and where people are walking in freedom and that no longer are they having those lies in their head that they need to end it all, but instead we walk through purpose. And once a person knows their identity of who they are in Christ and that they have a purpose here on earth, they move forward in life with such um, fire and fervency and just purpose to live out. And then, of course, healed people want other people healed. And I believe that it will be a place in society where we can change the trajectory of our society, of our community, by walking one person through their healing. It can walk many generations through healing.
Generational healing, definitely. So, Miss Valerie, as a founder of RRT Ministries, what are your short term and long term goals?
Our short term goals are always to just walk with people. Our long term goals is a lot of these people that have come out of trafficking don't have job skills. So we would love to open up a couple of restaurants and maybe like job centers, a work hub where they can come and gain real work skills to be able to support themselves and gain confidence and just and make eye contact with people and learn how to work hard for their money and you know just with a purpose. So our long-term goal is to have businesses that will feed back into rescuing operations.
Hmm. Good luck to your goals, Miss Valerie, and looking forward for more success. And what will be a piece of advice for those people out there who want to be like you?
Like me. Um,
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to be like me. I think everyone should be like themselves. We are all created for a purpose. Kindness goes a long way. Loving others goes a long way. And I encourage people to connect with people and be in community because it's through community. I believe in group healing. I believe in community. I believe that we're stronger together. So being in relationships, not isolating ourselves, will propel us into greater healing and a greater um, unity together as a nation, as a community, as a family. So that's my big encouragement.
Yes, and thank you for that empowering advice, Miss Valerie. And can you please recommend a book or books that influence your journey?
Sure. A book that influenced my journey would be the Bible itself. One of the oldest books, and I love it. And I love the fact that when you open it up, it gives you purpose. It tells you your identity, and it tells us that we're not alone. So I love that book.
Yes, definitely. Highly recommended, people. The book itself, the Bible. And Miss Valerie, some readers will come to tell that your story is being skeptical, or let's say they don't believe you because heaven encounters altogether. What do you hope they find here beyond as supernatural, something they can hold on to even they cannot believe or what you believe?
Mm. Um, that is a wonderful question. Uh, In the Bible, Jesus said, "It is my spirit of peace that I leave with you." And that word peace means in Hebrew is shalom, shalom. It's a perfect peace. It means safety, security, contentment, health, wealth, prosperity, establishment, rest, wholeness, and you're better than you're now. And if it's something, even if you don't believe me, you can always cry out to God and say, "Hey, are you real? Hey, where are you? What are you doing?" And ask Him for His spirit of peace to come and dwell with you. And I believe that He will answer those questions that people are crying out to. If people are lost, He will help you find your way. If you are broken, He'll come and heal you. And I just, my big thing is I actually don't really mind if people don't believe me. I want them to believe God, and I want them to reach out to Him and to cry out to Him. And it says that those who call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. So my ultimate goal is that people just cry out to God, and I serve the living God, which is the God of the Bible, Jesus Christ.
Yes, beautifully articulated, Miss Valerie. After the encounter and the mission and the story you've entrusted to the world, what questions are you still asking God? And what is your next story to be told?
My next story to be told. Well, I will be writing my story out. I have it in writing already. I'm currently writing a graphic novel for tweens so that they can um, navigate through feelings and emotions because that's something that we have to navigate through pain and suffering. but I think my next question for the Lord is, okay, what's the next step you want me to take? And just walk in obedience and not worry about tomorrow, but just worry about the moment that God has me in.
Very well said, Miss Valerie. And can you please invite our listeners to support your ministries, your projects, or anything you want to promote on Book 101 W?
Sure. You can go to rrtministries.org and you can look us up. We have newsletters, we have biblical teaching. You can find me on YouTube under Rescued, Redeemed, Transformed, where we give testimonies and tell about what God is doing in other people's lives, from drug addicts to prostitutes to people who are suicidal and alcoholics, or they just don't know the answers. So you can find us there. And if you want to support our ministry financially, you can go to rrtministries.org, where you will donate, and 100% of the money that is donated goes back into the ministry. I actually do not take a paycheck. I do everything out of my volunteering my time.
Yeah, so thank you for that ministry, Miss Valerie, and thank you for building your legacy to the world. So, Miss Valerie, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Daniel, for having me.
What can people see you soon?